to the next president, approximately 324 million people live in the United States. We are the third most populated and the number one most immigrated to country in the world. The U.S. is a boiling pot of diversity, but with such diversity will eventually come conflict. Discrimination against blacks, gays, Muslims, Jews, women, and etc. is at a boiling point recently, especially with the upcoming presidential election. Hillary Clinton has called African American youth super predators, while Donald Trump has called Mexicans rapists and thugs. With only those two choices to be the leader of our nation, people are outraged and America is in turmoil. People have to live in fear for being different. Martin Luther King Jr. delivered his I Have a Dream speech August 28, 1963, in his fight against racism and prejudice. Sadly, it would seem as though all the values that he had fought for were for nothing, because people are still killing each other because of our differences. The president has to make this country equal once and for all. Well, there's a roadblock, a massive roadblock. People think differently. Some people don't believe we are equal. Some people only believe that people the same as them matter, and despite their racism, they still find what they say and do to show their racism to be morally right. This is an American National Socialist, and what he and other American National Socialists say and believe in are widely considered racist to outsiders, but to them, their standpoint is morally right.
Are you an American National Socialist?
Yes.
Well, then let me read to you from
National Socialist.
let me read to you from the 25 points that are put out by National Socialisms in this country. We demand the union of all whites into a greater America on the basis of the right of self-determination. Only members of this nation may be citizens of our state. Only those of pure white blood, whatever their creed, may be members of this nation. Non-citizens may live in America only as guests and must be subject to laws for aliens. Accordingly, no Jew or homosexual may be a member of the nation. I'm reading that directly from the blog on American National Socialism.
And that is absolutely correct. Is that point 4, if I'm not mistaken?
That is point 4. You're absolutely right. You believe in that?
Yes.
Let me continue.
Yes, I do.
Let me continue. You believe that all non-white immigrants must be, all non-white immigration must be prevented in the United States. And we demand that all non-whites currently residing in America be required to leave the nation forthwith and return to their land of origin. You believe that?
Yes.
Just to be clear, I wasn't born in this country, and my skin is probably a little browner than yours, and my last name is Sanchez, and yes, I am Hispanic. You think I should leave this country, do you?
Yes.
You think that people like myself should leave as well? Jews, blacks, also?
How come so many other countries have their own homelands? The Jews have their own homeland. Japanese have their own homeland. Why don't the white people have their own homeland? This country was started of, by, and for white people. Mostly angry white people with guns started the United States.
So you, Mr. Hughes, are
Just get to
concerned...
do what they want to do. North Korea.
Go on. What about North Korea?
North Korea is a country of North Koreans. They have their own homeland. South Korea, Japan, all these countries have their own homeland with their own homogenous population. Why can't we? Why all of a sudden, why is it so bad to have a white country?
In contrast, this is DeRay McKesson, a supporter of the Black Lives Matter movement that stands against racism and inequality.
Across the country, you can call it fascism, you can call it dictatorship by badge, you can call it a host of things. The outcomes are the same no matter what we call it at this point, is that black people are being disproportionately killed by the police. The police have killed nearly 3 people every day in 2016. The police in 2015 killed somebody every day, but 18 days in all states. So there's a crisis. I'm open to thinking about what we call it.
What are your expectations? We want police to be held accountable. Moving forward, what actions do you expect to come from this? What's realistic in your view right now?
So in a framing perspective, we believe that we can change structures and systems in ways that change culture. What we know to be true is that the culture of policing is broken, that the culture is a culture that says that officers can do what they want and they just won't be held accountable, and that's not okay. So we think about things ranging from police union contracts. So you think about in Louisiana, the Bill of Rights says that officers don't have to give a statement for administrative hearings for 30 days, right? There's no civilian, there's no other public servant that gets 30 days before they have to appear before police to be interrogated. So there are a host of those things. Even with Freddie Gray, when Freddie got killed, the police didn't have to give a statement for 10 days. That is unfair protections that the police have. And then ranging to things like body cameras, to independent investigators, to independent prosecutors. So there's a range of things that we're calling for. And we launched a website, joincampaignzero.org, with the understanding that we can actually map out the policy prescriptions at the local, state, and federal level. In this moment, what I'm hopeful will come forward from the Obama administration and will also be included in the Democratic Convention platform is a call for a national use of force standard that both explicitly calls for the preservation of life and then also makes deadly force the use of last resort.
People think differently, and that will be a major roadblock in achieving equality. In order to achieve a completely equal United States, we would need to change how people think of each other. When we see a black or white person, we can't see race, but man. When we see 2 men, or a man and a woman, or 2 women together, we can't think gay, straight, or lesbian, but instead of togetherness. Because if we don't stop dividing each other and ourselves, we won't ever be equal. To the next president, please make America one nation, indivisible, with liberty and equality for all.